Yeah.
Ladies and
Now we're
gentlemen,
live.
12:29 a.m. west of the Rockies, November 17. What is the name of the hangout, Rose?
Blueberry pancake.
What you got on that, ladies and gentlemen? Blueberry pancake.
Sounds good though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll take 3.
3? Damn. Okay. We're adding all of it together. Oh.
There we go.
Oh, and 17. Okay, I'm done.
What's the N17?
I think today's the anniversary for something significant. Maybe you should look it up.
Really?
I could be wrong. I've been wrong at least once or twice before.
You've been known to be wrong once or twice.
Possibly 3 times. I'll admit it. All right.
He's so, you know.
I did believe that we were on a spinning ball once, so we scratched that. Does that still count?
Yeah, it counts. You were. Yeah. Well, no, because that's what you thought.
I never looked into it. Yeah, I never looked into it. I was like, oh, let me. Okay. Yeah. Thought I saw a curve. Just kidding.
Yeah, you don't look into it, so you can't be wrong about it because you didn't know. That's just what you know. But now you would be wrong because now you know better.
Yeah, that would be called stupid. Yes.
Yeah, it would be called stupid.
November 17th. What happened on this day in what year?
Why don't you ask Siri?
Mike, do you know? Or Jake, do you know? Because I have no clue.
I have no clue either.
Me
It
either.
could have been the day after or right around this date. I have a feeling. I'll look it up.
Might have
Okay.
been before my time. I don't know. Wait, how long ago? Oh man.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Guess we'll just keep wondering about that, huh?
Yeah.
I heard something about it earlier today. I forget though.
Did you?
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Oh. Well.
I seen it on Facebook.
One of us.
That's on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Everything's true on Facebook. Don't forget that.
Right.
Yeah.
Believe everything you see on Facebook.
Oh yeah, Facebook's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's the ultimate brainwashing tool. Do you see how many people have that French flag on their profile picture now?
Yeah. No, I don't have Facebook, but I have. I've heard about it on Google Plus, and I've posted a couple of my sheeple pictures with the flag on it.
Yeah. That's what I keep seeing. That picture of the flag and a sheep inside of it.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't follow the trends, people. It's a bad thing.
In about 5 days, the real anniversary will be relevant.
What would that be?
The anniversary of John F. Kennedy's assassination, November 22nd, 1963.
I would have never ever guessed that.
Me either. And you guess what? Guess what? I'd write that date down because most likely something's going to happen on that date because they like the dates. They like doing that kind of stuff. So something's going to happen. Well, obviously something's going to happen, but I would say something big. Something big. Just like his murder was big, his assassination was big, something big's going to happen probably on that day too. Probably a tsunami, tornado.
HIV.
Biggest hurricane in history. Something.
I have a random off-topic from Blueberry Pancake question.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
So, if you pull up all the moon landing, the original moon landing photos and whatnot, where are all the stars in the background?
Yeah, funny you asked that.
Why is it solid black without a single star?
Well, you can watch the interview when they were questioned about that. What did they say when they asked if they could see stars on the solar corona? What did they say?
Didn't see it.
They looked at each other confused and said, "Oh, I don't remember seeing any." Okay.
We have a link I can show?
Oh, too bad the guy that wasn't even on the moon said he couldn't see any. Oh, oops.
Oops.
You know, none of those guys who put their hand and swear on the Bible.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, yeah. And the people that did, they said they didn't even believe in the Bible anyways.
Yeah.
They're atheists.
Well, they're all Freemasons.
Yep. But yeah, in the description for this pod, I said, if you don't realize we didn't go to the moon, then this hangout is not for you.
I didn't.
Seriously, move on. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
like so done with people's comprehension. If you don't even understand that, there's no point in even going here.
Yeah, there's no point. When I was a child, I used to watch the moon landing footage, and I used to think there's something really wrong here. And then I would think, well, I better not say anything because there can't be anything wrong with the moon landing. So I just better keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. Meow.
Oh, release the kitties. Yeah, it doesn't ever. Do people ever really think about it? I mean, if we can't do it now, but you believe we did it with 1940s rocket technology, isn't that suspicious?
I heard that the sky cap is 80,000 feet. They can't get past 80,000 feet. Anything that goes and hits that ceiling up there at 80,000 feet explodes.
Yeah, it's funny. Actually, they just screwed up in a video on NASA here, like a couple of weeks ago, where they said that they would finally be able to break through that whatever it's called barrier. And I'm going, wait a minute, finally break through it. So, what are you saying here?
Well, they're recanting their story about going to the moon by saying that.
The moon and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's the Van Allen belt leak about NASA admitting they can't go through the Van Allen belt. Rose and I just did a hangout about that about a month ago, and the of course the blue baller space cadets said no, they didn't say that.
Yeah. Oh, and when we showed it, we just showed it, right? And then as soon as it ended, I was asking everybody, okay, what do you think? And people were like, he didn't say that. And I go, what the fuck do you mean he didn't say that? We just all watched the same thing. No, he didn't say that. I'm like, okay. So then I played it again. And I go, okay, did you just hear that? No, that's not what he means. Okay, first you said that's not what he said. And now you're saying that's not what he means. But you believe in NASA, and he's from NASA.
Well, forget the experts. Internet atheists. Yeah, internet atheists are the true experts. Forget what the actual people that work for NASA say.
It's called common sense. They don't even use common sense when they're talking, though.
There you go. There's a few more pictures for you, too. And I got one up at the moon landing, too.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah. There's some cool ones there.
Okay, thank you.
4 or 5 or 6 of them.
I'll show them. Yeah, but that's what you get in a hangout with some of these people. That's not what he said. Then you rewind it. Okay, that's not what he meant. How are you going to tell me what he meant?
Those are self-righteous hypocrites.
Yeah. Let me tell you what he would have said. That's the way they talk. It's like no reasoning behind anything they say.
Nope.
But they talk a good game, don't they?
Yeah, but if you listen to them, they sound like idiots.
Well, it needs space. Without nothing, their life is nothing.
You know what I find amazing is how fast, like CNN, the media can freaking edit a video, like almost instantly coming off at like a live press conference, you know?
But that's how they fuck up, because they do it like that.
Yep,
and then that's where we catch
and then they'll instantly have it edited as soon as they retake it.
And then that's when we catch the flaws.
Yep.
Because it's just being fast and not even really thinking it through, thinking people are smart enough to see through your bullshit.
Yeah, it's like the whole, when they were talking about Mars having life on it, or having the algae or whatever plumes in the water. The NASA guy said live, and I actually recorded it, so I have it still.
Really?
He said live that they didn't have to search to find out if there was life on Mars. They knew there was life on Mars. Well, about 30 seconds
Really?
later, CNN was playing it, and it was edited already to where that part was cut out completely.
Well, of course, because they're like, oops.
Yeah, that's just like when they said, yeah, Building 7 just fell down. It was like 30 minutes before it did. You know.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Oops.
Just kidding.
Oh, now it's down. Sorry. I was ahead of 30 seconds. My bad. That's how they out themselves, though. It's so pathetic.
Duranism had a good hangout tonight when they did their Globe Busters thing, and they did most of it was on 9/11, and they were showing the pictures and things and talking about all the details and going over Judy Wood's directional energy weapon technology kind of thing and why metal was all melted and the aluminum was left and yada yada. But then they were showing pictures of Building 6, which they claim is the true smoking gun, which a lot of people overlooked. And I admit that, yeah, I've seen it, but there was actually 7 buildings that just were destroyed in New York on that day.
I know the Woolworth building was hit. In the
all of those buildings that fell, that little church never got hit by nothing. That church is still standing.
it was in between all of them,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, and it's mentioned in the Bible.
Oh, that churches?
Yep.
Do you know the name of the church?
I think there was like a cedar tree that they tore down and replanted a different kind of tree.
Oh, okay.
Really? Mm.
That's interesting.
You know how they're able to suspend ice crystals up there in the atmosphere with all their chemtrail bullshit they put up there now?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I almost wonder if they couldn't, or if they haven't already thought about it, almost making like an ice lens refractor, like a magnifying glass, to where the solar coming through our atmosphere would create like a giant freaking magnifying glass you could burn ants with, you know?
Well, my belief is the sun is already in our atmosphere, but I believe they could do the ice crystals, and then they use that along with the Project Blue Beam
But I mean,
to do their
using those ice crystals
programs.
to make a lens to where they can
Yeah.
make a weapon out of that.
Well, yeah, Project Blue Beam, and other projects up there we don't know about.
That would be powerful as shit, and
But that's what they're doing.
they could actually freaking focus it pretty well if they wanted to.
Yeah, they can make a mothership appear over your house, and it'll look fucking real, and you can hear it, and you'll see the lights, and it'll look real, like you're in a 3D movie. You know those IMAX movies,
Mhm.
where you feel like you're actually in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
their projects that they have, like Project Blue Beam and all that, that's the capability they had before they even made IMAX.
Yeah, all
That
holographic.
the IMAX came from Project Blue Beam.
Yeah. But I mean,
So like when they do it, it's gonna be so real. It's like you're in it.
yeah. I mean, in a literal way though.
Reprogramming
It's,
too.
it's like if you hold a magnifying glass up and you light a cigarette with it, which you can do. You could do the same thing with ice.
Okay, you're talking
And
science. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Much.
I just know about the projects. I don't know about that. I mean that's cool if it's true. Sure it is. You never know.
Yeah. Well, it would probably be hot enough to melt steel.
You never know. Never know if they could tap into that, like through HARP, right? The antennas and shit. They had millions of antennas up there in Alaska, right? And they can go into the all the different atmospheres, photosphere, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm not scientific. I'm not trying to claim to be, but they can go into those different levels and use that as part of the weapon a modification program.
Yeah. I've actually heard tell that somewhere right around here close to where I'm at, there's another branch of it, of the antenna groupings. I haven't actually seen them, but I've heard it.
Well, that makes
Do you
sense.
get any of Patrick Festa's posts in your feed?
Thank God, no.
Yeah, this one, like he's on a rant. Says Muhammad is a cunt. Muhammad is a pedophile. Muhammad is nothing but a fucking wannabe. He is a pussy. All that bow down to him.
You didn't even read that, dude. It's negative. No, Mike. Mike, it's negative.
It is negative.
Don't even read it. Like, don't. You should stop notifications immediately. Especially when somebody's talking like that. That's disgusting. Like, Stop notifications, dude. You don't want that coming in your computer like
This
that.
sounds like hate speech.
It is hate speech, but it's beyond that. It's also negative vibrations and everything else. It's disgusting.
There's an energy that goes with it, I guess.
There is. You were reading that and you're like, I'm like, oh my god. I can't even believe you read that far.
Like, normally I see posts about NASA or posts about science, and this is the first time that, like, you know what I mean? I don't even click to open them. This is what it shows beside his face. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have to open it to see what the message is.
Right.
It's amazing how susceptible or impressionable we are when it comes to other people placing moods on us.
Yeah, I'm not going into all that. Nobody's going to put any mood on me but my own.
And that's the way it should
I'm
be.
happy, I'm staying happy. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do, I'm still happy.
And
It doesn't matter.
remember we talked about the psyops thing?
All those
Well,
places.
that's kind of what they're doing through Facebook. Is that they're actually they've
And
been
Google
doing-
Plus.
Yeah, and they've been doing tests to see how they can affect people's moods and control their mood and their state of mind
Yep.
through the posts that are put up.
Yep. Or the people that just go around trolling everybody's post.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how many people I've seen go on my page and complain about every fucking thing I post. And it's like, well, check this out. I don't agree with anything you say, and I haven't even visited your fucking page. So if you don't agree with what I'm saying, why are you even here? Why are you even looking at it? And then on top of that, yeah, you have the right to look at it, but then you have to comment on every single one of them? Right?
Speaking of which, is anybody
Weird. Who?
Bulldog?
No.
Since that night, I haven't seen him on anything.
He's always there, dude.
Yeah.
Don't forget
That's just
these
odd.
different profiles, eh?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
And another thing, I find interesting too is that, like you'll post something and then they want to start a debate on what you posted. It's like, I didn't post this to debate or challenge with you. I posted it to find other free thinkers like myself, not, to fucking debate what I already know.
They haven't
So
done
stupid.
that to me. They haven't, like, I've gone to hangouts that I don't know any of the people, and then I tell them to look at my page, and they can't even see my page, what I post. I'm that censored.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
What do you be posting, dude?
And they clicked on it, and they said nothing comes up on my page for them.
What? What do you post about, though?
Post about all kinds of weird things.
Well, that's probably. Well, you have a right to free speech, though. I mean, right?
I can post what I want, just nobody can look
That's
at
right.
it. I guess.
Wow.
Something with my Facebook page. I went to another computer and tried to search for my name, and I couldn't find it.
Huh.
Why not? And somebody
weird.
else's computer, and I couldn't see my own posts, and I'm thinking, well, I got to be censored for this to be happening. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Because I
Because
could
friends with
post
people.
stuff. I could post stuff, and then if I Google myself, my post will come up under that topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine are-
But then it also says that isn't going to be for everybody. That's for me because that's part of what I posted. So if I'm looking into this and I've already posted about it, then it'll automatically me back to that post through
Yeah.
Google. Yeah. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, you guys. Go ahead, talk.
Yeah. It's like being gated or something.
Yeah. Yep. I don't really like how they do that. That whole. It remembers what you search and what you post, and then everything.
I think that's called data mining, isn't it?
I forget what that's called.
Yeah, data mining.
Yeah, that's it. I think you can turn it off. I think, can't you?
No. No.
I thought there was a setting or something that you could at least change it up a little bit or something.
No, it knows every keystroke that you've made.
Oh
Knows
yes.
about anything that you've searched. That's every keystroke that every button you've ever pushed on your computer is recorded.
Oh yeah. They want a tattoo of everybody.
So they want to know what you look at, but they say, oh, we collect this information for advertisers to know what you're interested in. That's bullshit.
Nope. It's all going right into that AI system for tracking.
I think they call it, what they call it in Terminator, CloudNet or whatever.
Skynet, or
Yeah, CloudNet. Now they call it Internet.
yeah, true that. True that. And they already hooked the AI quantum into Google and stuff too.
Like, you got to remember, we're looking at old technology that we think is new. And this stuff's not actually new.
Oh no, not by any means.
Like, do you consider yourself to be awake or enlightened in just a little bit?
Oh yes,
Okay, well, did you look at the 9 veils thing that I posted here in the side chat?
I didn't.
Yeah, well, which one do you think? I know I'm past 7, that's for sure.
Let me see here. I'll look at it real quick here.
What is it? A meter or something?
Well, it's the 9 veils, right?
Oh, the 9 veils. Okay. Tell us about that.
Well, it's like when you first start to waking up, like you could be behind the first veil and not know any of this stuff's going on, right?
Yep.
And when you cross into like the second, like the 7th one is all to do with like geosynchronicity, like numbers and all that stuff. I'm past that.
Yeah, I'm past that.
When I read, like I came across this today, and when I read it, I realized, fuck.
I was past that 4 years ago.
Does anybody else get 1111?
Oh, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, what is that?
Us against them is for their side. How they look at it. So when they put up the peace sign, like you see pictures of celebrities or politicians that you know are part of the NWO and are related. Not all of them, no, but the ones that are related, that are in the bloodline. When they do that, that's a saying us against them. Doesn't really mean peace. Yeah, it means us against them. So then the 9/11, you have the 11, you have the 2 towers, us against them.
Yeah, and then if you add 9 plus 1 and 1, you got 11. So 1111.
Right.
So on and so forth.
Yeah, exactly. So you have 11/11, right.
Race and the birth of a new race.
So that was like a double us against them. Like,
yeah.
But then it's us against them. So it's the same thing going back towards them too. That's why there was a mass awakening from 9/11. Because yeah, they hit us, but then we got hit with consciousness from it too. So it worked out in our favor as well. Unfortunately, people, you know.
So I got to ask her, what's the 9th level?
Yeah,
I didn't read it. I'm still reading it.
I'm looking at it, but
keep us posted on it.
The 9th is like complete love.
What's that?
Complete love.
Is love.
Huh.
I'm pretty much on that.
Everything.
Not all the way, but I'm pretty much on that.
Everything.
I'm working on that right now, currently, actually.
Yeah. Everything leading back to that main source.
Love. Pure love, though.
And that's all it wanted.
Yeah, not love with conditions, not love that's false or fake or temporary, but the purest form of love.
Well, all that stuff came with a misunderstanding, I believe.
Well, it says the 9th veil. Piercing the 9th veil means perfecting the pure energy known as love, and thereby becoming truly one with God and his formulations. By perfecting this pure energy, one then fully embraces charity and therein gains full understanding of the universal plan of sacrifice, death, and redemption. Life itself then becomes complete, and one truly comes full circle and looks at the world through the eyes of an innocent child, yet with the deepest wisdom born of pure love from the 8th veil.
Wow.
But
wow.
That almost goes back to the easier steps, though, because it's almost like karma. What you put out comes back to you because it's all once goes to one.
Right.
And it's going like 10%, 10%, 10%. Right? The first veil, 10% of us will pierce the first veil and find the world of politics. We will vote become active and develop an opinion. Our opinion will be shaped by the physical world around us. We will have been conditioned from our days in public education to accept the government officials, network media personalities, and other experts are the primary voices of authority. 90% of the people in this group will live and die without ever having pierced the third veil.
Yeah.
Damn.
When
Where'd you get this? Like, do you have a link? Is that the link on the side right there? Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
when you stop seeing uh, things around you take shape and start realizing that what you're putting out is causing it to take shape, now that's going somewhere.
Well, you manifest your reality, right?
That's
Your
right.
words. That's part of what the Bible says about the cross, that you have the authority and the power and the title to use these words, these blessings, right? So it tells you that you have the authority to use the spoken word, right? If you look at Genesis, God created things by speaking them into existence,
Yep.
right? So if you know that that Bible is full of blessings, those words, you have
Mhm.
you can believe and have faith that you have the authority to use those words, and that's spiritual warfare.
But I tell you, the road getting to that authority is a scary freaking path. Is
But that's belief and faith, right?
Yeah, because you have to go through all the crazy shit.
People claim that they have faith, but do they really put all of their burdens and cares on God? Do they put everything over to Him, or do they still think that they themselves can create things? They themselves are responsible.
I give all my burdens to God. I mean, like, help me do what's best. Show me what I need to know. Show me what I need to see. Show me the truth about this person. And I'm shown. Very, very, not the way I expected either. It's never the way you expect it, but you definitely, and I think the reason why is because then you can think about, oh yeah, I did ask for this. It's so prominent, where you don't confuse as it just being, a regular day thing. It's so out of ordinary that you go, okay, oh yeah, I remember I asked for this.
So when you use these words of power, and you say them, do you doubt the things that you've said afterwards, or do you reconsider them, or do you change your mind, or do you put those words out there and just move on to the next topic?
I never doubt. Never
Do you
doubt.
say those words and believe that it's already happened? Because
Yeah.
Well,
when people were healed, like they said, Jesus healed people, but Jesus never actually healed anybody. It was their faith that healed them, their belief.
that's
Their
right.
belief and their faith is what made them well.
hmm Oh yeah. I just like, I
You
don't want to
have the
get.
power to do these works and even greater works because you have that authority.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that's
How
true.
do
I
you
don't
get
want to get into personal how I do stuff or anything on live, but
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
how do we get to that authority though? That kind of faith only comes through prayer. It comes through fasting and it comes through meditation.
But I didn't get it from fasting or meditation.
You're still missing the fasting part
Yep.
because that is very essential, and that's something that's removed from a lot of the versions of the Bible is the fasting.
And I can
And
go
that's
for when
and
that
that's
and that's intense.
Let's say a whole city went into crisis and things were happening, they were
Mhm.
demanding that the people fasted, even the animals fasted until the danger passed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I just don't know how to do it. I don't know what's considered
not
legitimate
eating, not
fasting.
eating, and not sleeping.
Well, it's depriving the flesh, right? So
Yep.
you can take water, but not having no food, right? So after 3 days, you get a really bad taste in your mouth, and all the toxins come out of your body. So there are benefits to doing this every season, every quarter.
So
And if you do it
3 days, I could do
between
that.
3 and 7 days, you do this in secret. You're resetting your DNA, right?
Oh
Yeah.
Your immune
really?
system. Yeah, you're resetting your immune system with the fast.
Oh, I
You're
need to
giving
do
your
that then.
immune system a chance to correct the mistakes that are in your DNA.
So you can have water for 3 days, just no
Yeah.
food and no sleep for 3 days.
Just no food, but Jesus did it. where he didn't sleep and he went into prayer.
Okay.
And
So
where
that'd
that
be a
comes,
form of meditation.
That drops of blood came out of his eyes.
where that comes in handy is with sleep deprivation. You bring dreams into your living reality, what your waking reality, and you can
That's why
actually
it says
create
to
in a
pray as
dream
little
state.
children, right? Because when you're praying, you see what you want. And what happens
Yep.
to me often is some nights I can't sleep. And my mind's racing and I'm dreaming, but I'm not sleeping. And I
Yeah.
see what's going to happen the next day. And it's happened so many times that's what's happened the next day is what I thought about all night.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird that manifests, right?
Well, maybe
And that
because you
is-
thought about it the whole night that you played it out consciously the next morning.
Well, yeah, and it's events that other people are coming and saying these things. I'm like, I seen this last night, but I didn't fall asleep. Or was I sleeping? I couldn't tell.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Or you're reliving something you've already lived.
I don't know. I don't know.
Through because there's alternate dimensions of possibility and similar ones, all around us.
Well, they
Are
also
we
have
just slipping in and out of those?
something called astral projection, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
right when you're just about to fall asleep, when you doze off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you
It's
can
in between.
roll-
It's in between sleep and awake.
Yes, but what happens is if you position yourself like on the edge of the bed, like you're going to roll off the bed and fall onto the floor, when that happens to you, you can train yourself to roll off the bed, but your body stays there and your spirit jumps out of your body.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
what's the danger about that is you're leaving your body open to demon possession while you're out wandering around or doing whatever it is that you're doing in the astral plane.
Yeah.
Something else can come and move into your body.
Well, I've actually had that happen where it was forced, though. Like, I was being forced out against my will to astral
Yeah.
project.
That's astral projection, right?
But I was forced to do it. It wasn't by, like, oh, let me go la la la. No.
Like they
I just want to go to freaking sleep. And I'm
And
being pulled out.
Some
Not
people
anymore.
are training. They're training themselves to do that. So that's almost like a form of remote viewing.
It is. Well, I studied the CIA. I mean, they use that as a weapon.
Yeah.
I know.
So, I mean, if these people are studying stuff like that, is this really mythology that we're talking about? Is this science? Like, is this fantasy?
No, it's real.
This is real.
It's
You
a
go and try-
CIA. It's a CIA project.
You go and try and tell this to somebody that doesn't believe any of this stuff.
weapon.
They look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, but it's in the documents. It's documented in government documents. They believe their government. So if it's if they're admitting that they're doing it, why wouldn't they believe it? That's insane not to. If you already believe them.
Well, I believe it's real.
No, I mean people that say, oh, that's not real. Well, if you believe the government and believe what you're told all the time, I can show you
still behind the
documents.
first veil.
Well, yeah, you are absolutely. But
Well, even Jesus said
exactly,
you'll be able
absolutely.
to do. Even Jesus said you'll be able to do everything I can and more.
Yeah, greater works.
Yeah.
We're capable of so much. It's unbelievable. I mean, because we actually are truly manifesting our reality, because it's a projection of what we have inside of us.
Yep. Astral projection.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to try that though. You know what I mean? Like you could train yourself to do it if you like know. Like I've watched a few of the videos on how they do it, and I keep being advised not to try something like that because that
Don't
is a
do
form
it.
of witchcraft.
It is. Don't do it, dude. That's what I'm saying. I was being forced to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. It's not something I practice it. Not something I wanted to do. I was doing research on it, and I started learning about the CIA projects that they use that as a weapon. And when I started learning about that, that's when it started happening to me, where I was being forced to do it.
Yeah, they're using that electric weapon, the electro something weapon.
I don't know, dude, but I was getting pulled out maybe 5 times a night.
Yeah.
I'd just be on the verge and then I'd feel like your soul's being ripped out. And then I'd force it. I'd say in the name of Jesus Christ, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd come back in, I wake up, I go, oh my God. All right, and you're exhausted, you're tired. And then it'd happen again and again and again. And then sometimes they'll use a false reality There's a back feed.
When you've had paralysis, have you ever heard that almost like a dial-up tone in your head?
Oh, it's you, Mike. You have a back feed, Mike. I'm so sorry. It's really hard for me to talk when I'm hearing myself. Um, but what I'm saying is, so I'm being pulled out against my will 5 times, like in one night, and I'm just exhausted. I just want to go to sleep, but I can't because this keeps happening. And then they'll pull me into false realities to make me think that I'm awake, but then I realize something's off. I always realize, okay, the hallway light was off when I went to sleep, so I'm conscious in the remote viewing. I'm conscious. I'll go, wait, the light's not supposed to be off. It's supposed to be on. And then as soon as I realize it, boom, I jump back in my body, come back in, and then I go, okay. Then I try to fall asleep again, boom, pulled into another false reality. And this time the hallway light will be on, but the other light will be off. It's like always something off. Whatever it is never gets it right, where I realize what's happening and I'm thrown back in my body again. And it'll happen over and over again.
They're trying to trap you in a loop, a limbo state.
Yeah, but it didn't work. I always recognized it, always, every time. And it has not happened since I realized how to do that. Once I realized how to do that, it stopped completely.
You can feel when something's off that much.
Yeah, you feel it coming on. You could be falling asleep and all of a sudden you'll just get this this pulling feeling, and you could try to fight it all you want, it's still gonna happen. Doesn't matter how much you try to fight it, you're gonna be pulled in. And then, but once you're in, you could pull yourself out quickly if you realize, you pay attention, which I did because it's scary. It's not something I wish upon anybody.
I've had them try to pull me out, but I've never actually had them successfully pull me out. I always fight them on it.
Yeah, me too.
And
they'll try to be ripping me out. They'll try to rip me, but I'm still there. I'm still like guarding, like. So they're not. That's why they pull me into the false reality to get away from my body. Yeah. So it's always in my room.
Yeah.
In my old house, it was always in the same room, same bed, same everything. It was never in another place in my head. Like I didn't see anything else but my room. So it was like literally like I was awake, looking in my room. Like I could see my dresser, my TV, everything, right? Yeah. And so it's always like that. So they're trying to get me to get away and outside of my room into the hallway or into other rooms or to go down the stairs. They're trying to get me away. Yeah. But by the time I got to the doorway of my room, I'd realize something was wrong, and I'd automatically go back. So I was protecting myself, but they kept trying to lure me away. But
it makes a lot of sense too, because like if the dimensional thing is right and the alternate possibilities, they're just knocking you back a step.
Yeah, but it didn't work. It hasn't happened since. Like you can totally fight it. Totally fightable.
Okay.
They will try though. They will try. But it was only because I was looking into the CIA program. So it was probably somebody was like, "Oh yeah, you want to know about this? Well, check this out. How you like this? Let's fuck with her." Maybe, I don't know. But
and it
happened at the same time.
They're becoming more and more limited on their tricks, because every time they use one of their tricks or pull one of their tricks out, and we realize what it is, they can't use it no more.
Yeah, I don't even think it was really. I think they were using the spiritual realm, but it was human beings that was using the spiritual realm to fuck with me. That's
maybe
what I think.
Spiritual, or it may be one that's digitally created by them.
Something, dude. I don't even like talking about this. I've never told anybody about this shit, and I'm like really being open right now. So I'm gonna move on. Yeah, it's not fun. Oh, Gary wants the link. Okay, Gary. Hold on a second. Yeah, but another thing, like when you try to look this stuff up on the internet, you don't find shit. Nobody even knows what the fuck they're talking about. You know, it's just guessing. You know, they really don't know. They don't know.
There might be a similar experience, but they don't have any way of explaining it in any detail whatsoever.
Yeah, I had to find answers within myself.
Yeah.
I had to look within myself to get the answers for that. It's not something you Google.
Just recently, have people started like meeting, it seems, that have actually been through enough that they can talk to each other and explain it at a depth level.
Yeah. Nobody even knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Which is awesome.
Oh, Gary, you have to mute that.
Sorry.
I did. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's good.
I was sorry. I got
I was in the hospital all weekend. I went to get. Remember, I told you I was going to have my teeth removed because
Oh
they're
yeah.
all rotten. Well, my gums wouldn't clot, so I nearly bled out. But I'm here,
Wow, dude.
and now I'm.
You
Now
feeling okay?
yeah, I'm a little. I'll be a little wiped out for a while because they only gave me one unit of blood transfusion. The rest of it I'll make myself.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a while.
Wow, dude. So you had what pulled from your mouth? All your teeth?
My teeth, they were rotten anyway. They weren't. I mean, they were doing nothing but giving me trouble. And
But they pulled them all at one time?
yeah, that's the part that nobody really understands.
It's a
I
lot.
heck, I didn't know. I didn't know what the deal was. There weren't that. I mean, I didn't know what a lot of teeth was. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I looked into this stuff, and it seems like people got 10, 15 teeth pulled all the time. But
Mm.
apparently, not me. I think there were 15 teeth total, and they were rotten, so they broke. So you had to root around in there and pull them out. All I know is Friday night I couldn't sleep. I was just I don't want to be too gross. There was blood everywhere in my
Right.
house. And come Saturday, I couldn't get a hold of any of the blood. I couldn't get hold of any of the dentists.
Oh yeah, 24-hour.
Yeah, they had an emergency number, but finally one called me and suggested something. It didn't work. So I finally called an ambulance. I called a couple of supposed friends. I thought it'd be a little cheaper if someone would drive me to an ambulance, but everybody was busy.
Oh.
Here I am telling them, and I'm bleeding out. You think you'd give me a ride to the hospital? Yeah, I can't do that right now.
Isn't that sick? Isn't that sick? They'd rather let you die from
Yeah,
bleeding to death than taking a moment to drive you to the hospital.
yeah.
Sick fucking people, man. Sick.
Yeah, I get home and I'm still wiped, and I just want to go and buy some of these Ensure, the liquid Ensure meals.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Protein and all that kind of stuff to reboot your system.
Yeah, but I know that stuff. I've used it before, and it's good. It works. But I wasn't feeling up to the drive. The hospital gave me were very nice. They gave me a cab ride home for nothing. Not on my own, nothing.
Well, at least they cared enough.
Yeah, so I got home and I asked a different friend, man, I'm wiped. Here's what happened. Can you give me a ride to the drugstore so I can get a pack of this stuff or maybe pick one up and bring it over? Kind of busy right now. I said, thanks. Bye.
Wow.
No, man, it's not like that. Bye.
Yeah.
Not in the mood right now.
You know what? When you're in your worst time of your life, or you have like really bad stuff happening, or you really need somebody's help, that's when you know who your true friends are.
Right, that's when you know who your friends are, and guess what?
And the people that get out of your life immediately, too.
My cat was so happy to see me.
Aww.
She hasn't left my side since. If I get up to go to the bathroom, she walks me to the bathroom and
People love you, Gary. We love you, man.
I know that.
Fuck them guys that are fucking assholes like that, though, dude. That's not cool.
I know there are plenty of people who care.
Aw, yeah.
The problem is there's not a lot of people within a stone's throw, that can do anything to help me out for it right now. But that's not a big deal. God will provide.
And he did.
God always provides.
Absolutely. And I thank God you're even here to be able to talk to us about this.
Yeah, I was getting... when I finally decided to call the ambulance, I wasn't real sure I could make it to the door. That's how weak I was.
Oh my God.
I
Wow.
don't know why this stuff happens to me, but it does. I get
But
through it. I'll live.
nothing happens to you that you can't handle.
Exactly. I tell people,
And
God never gives me anything I can't carry.
you did it on your own without anybody's help.
Well, the ambulance, and they all
Well, yeah.
the guys here. It's a volunteer department. They all know me.
Nice.
We go, and do stuff every once in a while. They're not friends, but
Associates.
yeah,
No, in the community, you know people just by saying, "Hey, how you doing?" You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think also while I was gone, someone stole my mail because I don't have everything that supposedly got delivered according to emails.
Mhm.
So we love thieves. They're fun too. Okay, that's enough about me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for filling us in. I'm just glad that you're okay.
Yeah, I am too, and I'm glad to be here. I'm pretty sure he's still got something for me to do.
Always.
Too close to this.
Always. 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 Always something to do.
This stuff that you're talking about,
Mhm.
that's creepy stuff, man. I don't even play with that. That creeps me
Well,
out.
I don't either. But sometimes when you're dealing with the truth, you're hit with the truth. And I've never said this was easy. It's not easy doing this. It's not. And people think, I'm just making up stuff, or people are just making up stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And, we don't look into nothing. We don't know. Dude, I'm dealing with a lot. Like, not just by reading and writing and researching and taking notes, but spiritually battling as well.
Exactly.
It's not a joke.
No, it isn't.
And and it, that's what I said. I know this is not for the faint of heart. It's not for people who.
Not for some kid that goes and thinks this will be cool. It's not cool.
It's not cool, but it's good. But it's not good because you really don't. I don't know how to explain it. Go ahead, Jake. You explain it. I don't know how to explain it.
And then you wind up,
Oh, you lost me there. Sorry, I was doing something.
Saying, that how dealing with the spiritual attacks and then dealing with the physical attacks and then dealing with the mental awakening and so forth when we get to the spot where we are currently.
Well, first you think you're going crazy, and then your family thinks you're going crazy, and then, I don't know, it goes so on and so forth.
then you go crazy.
No. Then you realize how crazy it really is.
That is my absolute truth to life. Life is crazy.
Then you realize how far down the rabbit hole you are, and you start to wonder, can I get back out?
You know what's really fucking crazy is that I don't even talk about not even 30% of what I know, and they think the shit I talk about is crazy. Well, I haven't even gone that far than 30%. It goes way more crazier than this. That's for sure. It's not a joke.
Oh yeah.
No, it isn't.
No. Yep.
I've wished that I was crazy at times, or hoped, but unfortunately, I don't think that's the case.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some ice water. My gums are throbbing.
No. Okay, Gary.
It's all good. It's all good.
Right.
I do want to get ice water.
Yeah, I like ice water. What's up with you, Benny? What? What do you mean what? So what's up with you? Nothing much. You were at Hangouts earlier? Anything? No, not you. Anything interesting going on, or no? Same shit. Vegan gains? What's that mean, vegan gain? He filmed his grandfather dying. What? Who did that? Vegan gains? Why? That's morbid. Isn't that private? He's a psychopath? Well, obviously.
He didn't share it,
Wow.
did he?
Yeah, obviously he did.
What?
And he was happy that he died. No, YouTube took it down. YouTube took it down.
I was gonna say, remind me to block that guy if he's ever around.
Yeah, he said he filmed his grandfather dying. He's a psychopath, and then he said he's happy he died. YouTube took it down. He was on Amazing Atheist podcast. Vegan Gains. Everybody block that sick fuck.
Yep.
Vegan Gains. VEGAN. Gains. GAINS.
Yep.
Block that sick fuck. I'm doing it right now. And he debated with Vigilant Christian. Oh, he's a sick fuck too. But not like that. I don't think he's ever filmed somebody dying and said that he was happy. Oh, that's just disgusting. Wow, dude. Damn, I'm sorry I asked, Benny. God. Alright. Damn.
Indeed.
What is he saying? He also plays satanic music in some of his videos. Scandinavian satanic music. He's a big YouTuber now. Oh, well. Be careful you don't get that. Well, there you go. That's why. Sick fucks on the YouTube. But I'll be right back. Jake, go ahead and talk to Benny or Gary. I'll be right back. 1 second.
All right. I'll be right back on there here in a second too.
Okay. Break time.
I'm back.
We'll be right back.
I know one thing for sure. I don't have any of those nasty implants in my teeth.
So did they actually do a full replacing too, or just?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get the dentures here before too long, but
Yeah.
your gums gotta heal before they can fit the dentures.
Huh. They have a place in Oregon now, in Portland, that they do it all in one setting or one go.
Yeah,
All, they
Dental.
put you under and do it all in one thing.
Is that maybe the name? Aspen Dental.
No, it's called Clear. I believe it's Clear Choice.
Huh.
It's only like it's not a very long procedure either. It's just they put you under and in and out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I do want some good painkillers after that though.
I was gonna show you the teeth, but I can't seem to.
No, I don't want to see the teeth. No.
It's okay. I know.
Okay. No, please.
I can't. My computer's getting funky right now. Anyway, I can't.
Okay, good.
Distract them from my phone.
It's getting blocked. It's getting blocked for me.
And
Yeah, hold on a second.
all right, what's that?
That's me.
I know.
Shit.
I thought maybe something was being revealed to you from that.
No. No, I'm kind of off on the side here doing some stuff with some of my pictures and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna multitasking.
Yeah. At least I got my gold teeth back.
Yeah.
I think I got about $20 in gold.
That's it.
Huh?
That's it, huh?
Oh, please. That's actually a lot, unless you're one of these people with the grill and the diamonds and
Oh yeah, true.
that's a fair number of teeth.
Yeah.
Four gold molars.
To the Tooth Fairy come? The evil elf leave you some gold.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool though. I mean, I gotta admit that the gold teeth were kind of cool.
Why?
What's going on?
I have no idea.
I have to admit, this picture of me with all the gauze in my mouth is kind of comical. On top of that, I was high. The stuff they gave me, yeah. It took me till the next day to realize my gums should have healed by now.
Wow. That's big pharma.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful with that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Benny wants to know if you've talked to Neo recently.
I haven't talked to anybody recently. I just got out of the hospital.
He said, "Oh, okay."
I saw a couple of posts, but I can't really follow what's going on. So.
Yeah. So what do you think? Oh, I haven't talked to you, Gary. Did you hear about what happened in Paris?
Kind of. I don't really know exactly what happened exactly because I was gone. And
Well, none of us really know what happened.
No, I'm saying that I don't really I obviously I know there was some terrorist activity and that's about as far as it went. I rode home from Indianapolis. That's the hospital that I was in. They transferred me from Terre Haute Hospital to this one where the specialist was in Indianapolis. And I said, well, how do I get home? It's a $175 cab ride. I don't have $170. They pay for it. That's what I was talking about. I rode home with a very nice Muslim gentleman, though. And we the whole time.
There you go.
And he
made it home safely. You're good. You're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel better. My cat's right here. Kitty.
What's your cat's name?
Mushu.
Mushu?
Yeah, like pork.
Yeah.
But she's Mushu Kitty.
I love animals.
Yeah, I do I like my kitty. I never had a cat before, so she's fun.
Yeah, they take care of themselves. That's what makes it easy about them.
Yeah, I was really.
Like a little box.
I was worried about her the whole weekend. I thought, man,
you
got water, but she doesn't have any food out, man. And my dad kept saying, she'll be fine. As long as the water's out, she'll be fine. She'll be a little angry with you for food, but she'll be fine.
Yeah, I would have been telling my dad, yeah, she'll be fine when you take my keys and go in my house and feed her.
She's in Florida. She'd have been there in a heartbeat.
Oh, he wasn't in the city where you live?
No, they live down in Sarasota, Florida. And my good-for-nothing sister does, too.
Yeah, that's way out the way. Well, she was fine. He was right.
Yeah.
Good. Weird how chill it is tonight.
I like it.
Yeah. Have a change of pace.
Yeah, I know. I told them people that in the great debate community, I'm not part of that shit, so just stay away from me.
I started out you know, when I first started G Plus, I didn't know anybody, and so I kind of got sucked into that. I got tired of the whole willful ignorance. So I finally, you know what? You guys don't want to know. I'm not going to debate you just for that thrill you get.
Exactly.
No, I don't want to tell you.
Okay. Exactly. You're on your own, buddy.
God said, don't scatter your pearls before swine. Well, guess what? You're swine.
Yep.
I'll keep my pearls. Thank you.
That's right. Because, you know, that's what they want you to do.
Mm-hmm. And
or try to upset you, or try to get you emotionally charged, or whatever their motive is from whatever they're, you know. Yeah.
I gotta admit, much to my shame, a couple of times some of the things that they brought up got me to doubting.
That's what they want.
I know. And
that's the biggest trick.
Realizing that, you know,
is to doubt yourself. That's why I always get the questions. Well, what if everything you think is a lie?
Yeah.
Well, what if after all that research, you really don't know the truth? And it's like they always want to put that doubt in you, and it's like, no, fuck you, man. I didn't get to this point to be doubted by anybody.
Well,
no.
Well, how do you know that?
You know, I do know. But those are tactics that they'll use.
Right.
You know, they must be awful pissed. They had a few hundred years to perfect their tactics. We just are waking up and we're already
perfect ours. Yeah. Satan doesn't have any new lies. That's his problem.
I know, it's the same shit. So you can see right through them instantly. Like these demons work through these people on Google Plus and Facebook or all these social medias. These demons work through them, but it doesn't work on people like myself. Doesn't work. I'll pretend like it is sometimes just to like research.
I was going to say, a little piece of extra information that they might.
Yeah, exactly. They might devour. Might not devour. Well, we'll try to devour, but they might, give you, pieces of information. You can look into it. That's cool, but other than that, no.
And sometimes it's just easier to take that route and play it safe than have a full assload of heat come down on you too.
Yeah, actually I had an atheist one time tell me, he said, well, I can't be sure what happens after death, so I'm going to have a good time, and one bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And I said, yep, you keep thinking that way, and then when you realize how long eternity really is and you're doing bobbing for apples in the lake of fire, remember I said this to you. I mean, what the heck's wrong? How can you think on such a short term? At least I'll have a good time while I'm here.
Yeah.
I'll take the bleeding gums and have a good time later.
Yeah, so like somebody told me that there's a whole bunch of Syrian refugees that got dumped in not dumped, but what do you say? Escorted to Louisiana. Have you heard about that?
No, but I do know that many states, unfortunately not mine, are flat out refusing to accept them, and if they show up, they pack them back up on a bus and drive them right out of police escorts.
Okay, well, 200 just got landed in Louisiana. I guess Louisiana decided it was okay, which I'm not saying I have a problem with it, and I'm not saying I do have a problem or I don't have a problem with it. I don't know what to think of it, but
tell me exactly what happened in Paris. I'm sorry to be so
okay. So we did a video last night, and this guy, NF Punk, he was there in Paris at the time it happened.
Oh.
Yeah, and there was a big soccer game playing.
Uh-huh.
And he was in the hotel. He's a heavy smoker, so he was like, oh, we only have a couple cigarettes. Well, I'm going to go get a pack. and he said he was there a couple of days beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And this time when he went to go get cigarettes, all the stores were closed. Now, the stores could have been closed because it was a big game playing.
Right.
And you know, a lot of people take soccer seriously.
Oh yeah, in Europe it's big time stuff.
So you might want to close your store because if you lose, you might you can get looted.
Exactly.
You know, whatever. Right. So that's not abnormal. So I'm not going to say that the stores were closed down because the city knew this was going to happen.
Right.
Okay. You can't say that because there's a different perspective on that. All right. But then on top of that, he said he was going back towards the hotel because everything was closed. All the stores were closed. He was walking back towards the hotel and he heard like firecrackers, Chinese fireworks, like pop, 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 like that.
Yep.
And then a dude came out and he was all bloody, like he'd just been hit by whatever it was that went off.
Yeah.
Right? And then he said all media communication was down. The only way he could find out what was happening was through Facebook. And I think he's from Ireland or something like that. So the only way, he's in Paris, but he can't find out what's happening in Paris but through Facebook from someone who's in Ireland.
That's wild.
I'm pretty sure it's Ireland. I'm sorry, NF Punk, if it's not, but I know it's close to that area. I'm pretty sure.
So.
Yeah.
So it was just a terrorist attack, shooting.
Okay. Well, they're trying to say because of the that's why I brought it up. The refugees are coming in to Paris, and they're saying that the Muslims of those refugees that are coming into Paris are the ones that had the AK-47s or whatever fucking guns, and they're going around shooting people, killed 150 people, 163. I'm not sure at the point right now. That they had to lock down the whole entire city and did a emergency lockdown. So no one's going into Paris and nobody's coming out of Paris.
That's amazing stuff. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Obama wants to take my guns away and ship these people in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not gonna happen.
Well, it's already happening.
Oh, they're not gonna take my guns away.
No.
And it's illegal for us to leave the country without a passport, and we can't stay very long, but we can let a couple million people in and give them jobs and.
With no passports.
Yeah.
Refugees. So that means they have no documentation.
Yep. No vaccinations, no nothing that they require everybody else to have.
Right. Good point. Absolutely. So then they can say, well, you know how we had Ebola, we had the swine flu, we had the H1N1, and then we had all these different viruses pop out, and Big Pharma wants to push the vaccinations on us or the shots on us. But then you got to think, okay, now you have these refugees coming in here, and like you're saying, they've been vaccinated, maybe not, we don't know, right? So then how would if a thing pops off from that?
Well, yeah. there's multiple ways that they can use these refugees as tools and leverage to what they want to do.
Yeah, that's exactly the point I'm getting to, is that this opens the door for fucking anything.
Terroristic acts, disease outbreaks, lots of stuff.
Yeah, because they're already pre-programming people with the Paris attacks. I'm not saying nobody didn't get killed, because they have no problem killing people. What I'm saying is that once that's pre-programmed in your head that happened there, then you're more easily able to believe that it's happening here, or wherever you are, wherever they decide to do this again at.
Yeah.
But guarantee United States, they're going to try to pull that shit here in the United States. The citizens here are strong, okay? We might be fucking on our devices, looking at our phones, always on the internet, acting stupid, all right? And people are freaking in mind control zombie states. But when some shit like that goes down here, we all unite. It happened on 9/11. After 9/11, everyone started uniting. We became stronger as a people, even though the government tried to destroy us as a people. We became stronger at the time. So if something like that was to happen again, I see that happening again, where we would all unite again. This time stronger. So they're fucking with the wrong people. I don't see that happening in the United States. I think it's going to happen everywhere else besides the United States. I think the United States will be last.
It's going to be the big one.
And that's going to be the big one, but it's also going to be the last one.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what I believe. Now, I could be wrong. People can say whatever the fuck they want to say. I don't care. But that's what I think. Because we're too strong.
And they watched that great city fall.
Yeah, like, it was Paris. And okay, so next time it's going to be some other city, but not here. Not yet. It's not just going to jump from Paris to the United States. It's not going to happen like that. It's a progress.
I don't know. If read the ending of Revelations, it sounds like America is going to get nuked.
No, they ain't going to fucking nuke us, dude. That'd be the most stupidest shit they could do. There's not gonna be fucking nukes. For World War III, nukes are not gonna be involved.
I wouldn't be that quick to say.
That's what I believe. Now you tell me what you think, Gary.
Well, I can see should a certain group of terrorists get hold of a small nuke or a dirty bomb, I can see them setting that off without a problem.
But there is no terrorists. The terrorists are our own governments pretending to be the boogeyman.
Or the other governments getting fed up with the U.S. being bossy and pushing them around and deciding to take some power back for themselves.
Okay, you know what? I want to play an interview of a guy.
Not to mention, they're not looking at war no more. It's coming down to where they're going to be wanting to depopulate.
All right. This reminded me of something.
Hmm?
All right, I have an interview that happened on RT, and I'm surprised it even happened. And I think the guy who did this interview, he's probably in hiding right now. And I pray for him, but he is one brave soul right here to do what he did. And he's 100% accurate. This confirms my own research and other people's research, and he's doing this on live media. So, hold on one second. You guys have to see this if you guys don't mind, right?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Go
Hey, Bill.
ahead. I didn't realize I'd muted myself.
Yeah, this is going to get good. Watch this. All right, I think I do this one. Okay, I'll try this one.
What kind of music do you like, Rose?
Of me?
Yeah.
Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And rock and classic rock and classical and no, well, maybe not more others than others.
What about like Johnny Cash or Elvis?
No.
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 Sure.
You don't like Johnny Cash?
No. He puts me to sleep. I'm sorry. I'll play for you what I like. I don't know if you guys can handle it though.
All right.
They can't handle it, Rose. They cannot handle it.
I was just asking because I sang and do videos and shit. So.
You'd be surprised what I can listen to. But yeah, I like Johnny Cash. I like a lot of stuff. The only thing I really don't like is hip hop. I cannot stand
hip hop. I guess some like the old school shit.
You know what? I like flat Earth metal. What do you think?
I don't know. I've never.
Static X, though, dude.
Yeah,
I'm with Stupid.
Yeah, Static
I
X
love
is
that.
flat. Yeah, I'm with Stupid is a flat Earth song. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I haven't heard.
I love it. It's one of my favorite songs.
Cold.
Hey, I'll play the video, you guys. When I go off air, I'll play it for you guys. It's awesome. Okay, hold on. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, let's listen.
Well, let's now talk to political journalist and author Gerard O'Coleman, who joins us from Paris this evening. Thanks very much for joining us again on RT International. You're in the French capital. What's the mood and atmosphere in the city right now?
You can't hear it and see it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can see it and hear it fine.
We're being told that there's a state of war and a state of emergency. We've had this before. We had this in January, and for several weeks we had non-stop sirens and non-stop chatter on the radio about the threat from radical Islam and terrorist groups. and so on. And so we're having a kind of a replay of that, but it has been, I think, accentuated, and we're going to have an intensification of the media campaign, which is essentially a propaganda campaign to make people in France fear Muslims. We need to be clear about the origin of the war on terror. The war on terror is, I quote, orchestrated from abroad. These are the words François Hollande used to describe this terrorist attack. Well,
he's saying it's orchestrated from abroad. That's from us. Okay.
The attacks that have been continuing to destroy Syria, to massacre its population, have also been orchestrated from abroad. They were
again
orchestrated by NATO, and they've been carrying these attacks out against the civilian population of Syria for 4 years now. And this is a terrorist campaign that is also orchestrated from abroad. And people in Europe need to understand that there is a war that is becoming global, that is being waged against civilian populations in particular. It is a form of neo-imperialism and neo-colonialism, which aims to divide and conquer European and Middle Eastern and African and the world's population, for that matter, and to make them submit to a global order that does not serve the interests of most of the people on this planet, but that does serve the interests of a very few ruling elite, very.
You could hear in his voice, he is scared as fuck what he's saying. I'm sorry, people, but you really need to hear it. This guy is a hero. Mm-hmm. He's a hero. He's probably going to be dead for doing this. Yeah. But he's speaking the truth right here. Listen, one more time. I'm sorry.
I got this on the teleprompter.
No, it's not. You can see it in his face. So you can hear it. Look at his eyes, everything.
Neo-colonialism, which aims to divide and conquer European and Middle Eastern and African and the world's population, for that matter, and to make them submit to a global order that does not serve the interests of most of the people on this planet, but that does serve the interests of a very few ruling elite, a very small, tiny, and particularly tyrannical ruling elite. There is no war on terror. There is a war that is being waged using proxy groups, terrorist proxy groups.
You hear this guy? He's amazing.
This video should be available on everything.
It should be on every fucking thing, dude. Everything. It's amazing. I'm just blown away. This guy is a... More of us need to be like him.
States who are resisting U.S. and Israeli hegemony, and they are also being used as a means of disciplining the workforces in Europe. In a period of mass unemployment and austerity, you now have terrorist attacks being committed by terrorists funded, armed, and trained by Western intelligence agencies.
Being funded, trained, and armed by Western intelligence agencies.
ISIS is a creation of the United States. We know that from official...
ISIS is a creation of the United States.
Sources of the U.S. military themselves, declassified documents from the Defense Intelligence Agency have confirmed that. And the French government is now attempting to drum up support for more military intervention in Syria. And what they want to do is they want to get in on the game. The game is almost lost. The Russians have routed much of the Islamic State. You now have Islamic State militants coming into Europe disguised as refugees. That will destabilize Central Europe, and the French government wants to get in on the game in Syria and prop up those so-called moderate rebels. There are no moderate rebels, of course, in Syria. There are Al-Qaeda and ISIS militants, terrorists who have been beheading people, eviscerating people, absolutely creating chaos and genocide right across the region, and this does not serve the Syrian people or anyone other than the Western corporate elites and their geopolitical interests.
It only serves the Western corporate.
Rose, can you put that up in the side chat, the link?
Hell yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
What do you expect France to do now in the light not only of Friday's terrorism, but 10 months on from Charlie Hebdo? It's not going to ease up on what it's doing, is it?
No. This it much depends on how the French public will react. Whether if they will, we are being bombarded now with a media propaganda campaign. There's this non-stop talk where we're told not to go out in the street. We're supposed to be fearful and keep quiet and so on. I think there is going to be a campaign against dissidents in France. They're very worried about the new media that has emerged in recent years, and they are very worried about the alternative media. So I think there you will see, we saw this actually after the attacks in January, you will see a conflation of terrorism and dissidents. So one of the tools which the mass media uses to discredit any kind of rational questioning of the established order, and particularly the war on terrorism, is to deride those who would question the war on terrorism as conspiracy theorists. And
do you hear that? Fucking
I think you're going to see a crackdown on so-called conspiracy theorists and websites that actually publish rational and honest analysis of what is happening. So
that people that post rational and honest, okay?
Conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, they're attacking them because they're doing rational analysis.
Going to see more of that type of intellectual terrorism, which is already at boiling point in France. I mean, it's got to the point now where you have professors in universities who are being intimidated. You have school teachers who are basically being fired for even suggesting that there may be a link between French imperialism and terrorism. There was a case recently, for example, of a school teacher who almost lost his job when he suggested there might be a link between French foreign policy and terrorism. So we are going through a period of deep intellectual terrorism, and of course these.
So the intellectual people are going to be attacked. It's going to be a war on the people that are that know what's happening and paying attention and seeing the truth in this, and that's what he's. Wow.
Random terrorist acts, which are a form of low-intensity civil war. I think that the current crisis, the refugee crisis, which is really a form of coercive engineered migration, because it could have easily have been prevented. This form of coercive engineered migration is going to make this a lot worse, and it is going to create the conditions of civil war. It is a natural consequence, of course, of globalization, of financial capitalism. This is essentially what it leads to. I mean, it leads to a breakdown of society. And the only way in which they can kind of keep everybody down is by policy of divide and conquer. So you're going to see a situation where you've got very much a Wahhabized working class in France. They're being Wahhabized by the allies of the French political elite, the Saudis and the Qataris. They're building Wahhabite mosques all over the place, and that is going to Wahhabize the youth, and they're going to be then used as pawns, if you like, in much bigger geopolitical wars, proxy wars against Russia, proxy wars against Iran in the Middle East, and so on. And that is going to create massive social unrest. It's going to divide working people against each other. And the only people who are going to actually benefit from this are the war contractors, the military-industrial media intelligence complex. So in whatever way you look at this, I don't know who exactly committed this attack and this atrocity, but the real people who are responsible, whether directly or indirectly or consciously or unconsciously, is the French government, because they have been complicit in terrorism in the Middle East and all over Africa. And that needs to be understood, and if we don't understand that this is going to continue and it's going to deteriorate, we will find ourselves in a situation under military law, martial law, if this continues. So it really needs to be analysed and understood.
Can I pick you up on the issue of migrants and refugees? Because one of the terrorists appears to have been a French citizen, another a recent migrant to the country. What do you think this will do to France's policies towards the migrant crisis?
Well, I think there is sufficient evidence to suggest strongly, in fact, that the current crisis, I mean, the migration crisis is something that is ongoing, and there are different waves. You've got different waves coming up from Libya, you've got the ones coming up from Syria and up through the Balkans. But the current kind of refugee crisis, as it were, is what I would refer to as coercive engineered migration. This is a term used by Kelly Greenhill, a US academic who wrote an interesting book on this. whereby she shows that migration can be used as a tool by one state to destabilize another state. In this
Exactly. You know how earlier we were talking about Syrian refugees being dropped off in Louisiana, right? That's why they're using the same tactic here that they're trying to do, that they're doing there with that, and it leaves the door open to so many different possibilities at that point.
case, it's definitely being used by the United States and Turkey to destabilize the Balkans, Mitteleuropa, which would be Hungary, and of course Germany. And the geostrategic reasons of this are basically go back to classical geopolitics, which is Hartmut Mackinder's theory of the world, of dividing the world. That is, say you divide the Eurasian Peninsula from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea, you create an intermarium there so that you prevent German and Russian unity. And that is why Germany essentially is being kind of overrun with people who are themselves victims of globalization, but they are now being instrumentalized and used as weapons of globalization. And this is one of the key contemporary strategies of US imperialism. You use the consequences of globalization as further tools to further globalization. And I think there is no policy in Europe to control immigration or anything like that. I think that the key question here is not actually controlling immigration. The key question is stopping this geopolitical destabilization of Europe. And some countries are attempting to do that. Hungary is attempting to do that. Bulgaria is attempting to a certain extent to do that. In other words, trying to find out who's an actual refugee and who isn't. They're prioritizing women and children, for example, in Hungary. That's a rational approach. But of course, Viktor Orban of Hungary is being demonized by the European Union for his insistence on implementing the laws of the Union of Hungarian.
So the guy from the president of Hungary, he's making sure he keeps track of these refugees, especially women and children. Because they don't want him to do that. It's about destabilizing. And he's trying to do order out of their stabilizing. Well, he's stabilizing, from their chaos.
Nation state. Here, you're in a situation where the French government is totally subordinate to U.S. dictates. This is a country that has been completely taken over by U.S. imperialism, just as Germany. And France doesn't really have a foreign policy. It does whatever Washington tells it to do.
Okay, it's always good to get your thoughts on this. Gerard O'Connor, thanks very much for joining us from Paris this Saturday evening.
There you go, people. I already have it on my my page, but I'm gonna put it right here in. Let me see. All right. Trust those who seek the truth, but doubt those who say they have found it.
That's pretty epic.
Isn't it? Amazing. I know. I couldn't even get over it. I watched it 3 times in a row, and I'm listening to what he's saying. I go, finally somebody's saying what I've been saying, what all of us have been saying for how many years? And he's able to tell the truth on a media channel like that. Epic. Epic. And they made him. After that, they're like, fucking, who's that guy? Oh, shit. But that's what we need. We need people who are, not cowards, who are going to tell the truth. It's the truth. What he said was the truth. They want us united under the rule of the NWO. Exactly. Thank you, Mario F. and Christopher Hitchslap. Yeah. There you go. Oh, let me put it in here for you guys. Wait, put that everywhere. There's the link. The more people that know, look, he even said that conspiracy theorists that have intellectual analysis. Okay? The people who can see what the fuck is happening, that's what he said, right, are going to be attacked. And I'm willing to be attacked. I don't give a fuck. I'm this little guy in a big fish bowl of fucking sharks, so, like, probably won't even feel the difference. But he's saying that's what they're going to do, because we're the ones that are going to go, this is bullshit. This is controlled. This is, we're going to point those things out. Yeah.
All the governments working together.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. But he kept pointing, if you listen, he kept pointing out the Western Empire.
Yeah. But he was placing blame on when truthfully their country is working just as much with our country as it's all for misdirection, because something's going on over there, they're setting up something here.
Well, that's what he said. He said French is totally ruled by the Western Empire. He said that.
Oh yeah.
He said that. He said France is totally controlled by the Western Empire.
Yeah, the domination of
Yeah.
Yep. I gotta go. I gotta go to lay my head down for a while. It's 4 in the morning here.
All right, Gary. I'm probably gonna end up soon. I'm gonna end soon though. But thank you for coming on.
Yeah, and thank you for playing that. I wouldn't have found it otherwise. So thanks.
Did you get the link on the side?
Yep.
Okay, good. Hey, post it out on everything you can, please. Get the word out that people are actually having the courage to say it the way it is.
Okay.
Please. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. God bless you, and I'm glad you're okay, and I hope you feel better even more tomorrow.
Thank you, and God bless all of you as well.
Thank you, Gary.
This protective wing. See y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, William, what did you think about the video?
You talking to me or?
I was talking to William. William?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Thanks, Jake. No, I was going to ask you, did you see the video, William?
Yes.
What do you think, man, about that?
Yeah, the guy's a hero.
He is.
I put some videos up. I put some videos up.
Oh, okay. You post some videos up?
Yes.
Good. Right on. I am too, William. I am posting videos too myself. Got to get the word out there, because I don't want people to go, well, we didn't know. You have no excuse at this point. No excuse. It's on mass media now. It's not just in hangouts and just random people stuffing conspiracy theories down your throat. It's being said on mass media. This is what's happening. All right? Nobody has an excuse to say they don't know it at this point now.
I'll be right back.
Okay, William. What'd you say, Benny? Are you making videos, Rose? Making videos on what, dude? Oh, uploading? No, I mean, I'm putting videos on like Google Plus. Yeah, I've been uploading videos too, but not on this, but on, like the hangouts that I do, right? I've been talking about this, right? Yeah. So it's not like I didn't know about this. Like, I've been posting videos about this for 4 months now, talking about them taking over the globe, how they're going to do divide and conquer, how the terrorists are really funded by the government, and I've been talking about this for 4 months. I mean, I've been knowing this for about 4 years, maybe even longer, before even Obama, so about 8 years. You just finally have somebody who's willing to fucking talk about it. Like, that's being shown to the mass media, through the mass media. Because that's so controlled. So I just pray for that guy. That he's safe, his family's safe, and because they don't like it when you expose them. That's the worst thing you could do to them is expose. And that's why in the Bible it says expose the wicked. Expose them. So that's the worst thing you can do.
Powerless.
It does. Expose them. When you expose them, they have nothing to do but crawl and run away like little fucking turds. They're nothing. They're nothing. Their power is only concealed under secrecy. You know, so as long as it's a secret, that's why they have the secret societies. It's kind of like cockroaches in the dark. But as soon as you turn a light on them and expose their secret societies, then they go running and fleeing. Because they're cowards. They're weak. That's why it's a secret. That's why you expose it.
Bunkers ready to go.
Yeah, go ahead. But the mountains fall. How if you never can get out? Because when the mountains fall, are you guaranteed to come out? Yeah. How long is your food going to be in there? How long you think you're going to live in a capsule in the mountain?
They got it set up for about 30
all
years.
The mountains fall. Yeah, but when all the mountains fall, I wouldn't want to be in there.
Yeah. They even got strip clubs in there.
You can be buried alive.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yeah, they got full farms, strip clubs, movie theaters, housing.
I know parks. I know it's a whole underground city. I know about that. Yeah.
Hundreds of miles.
Farms. Yeah. But when the mountains fall, they fall. You can do your bullshit, you know, heaven inside of earth, and you think that you're protected, stuff like that. But when God makes the mountains fall, that shit's going down too. All of them are gonna get buried. Anyways, I really appreciate the video though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna head out here pretty soon. Off here.
I'm heading out now. All right. So, any closing? William, I don't know if you're still there, or Benny. Let me see. What did you say? Are you making good stuff? What do you have to say, Benny, to close? Nothing. Big ups to the fans. Aw, Benny. Big ups to the fans. From Benny. All right, what about you, Jake?
I don't know.
Big ups to the fans.
That's not a moon, that's a space station.
Ooh.
I don't know. Something random.
All right, William. Yeah, William is there? I'm leaving, William. All right, I'll say something for William.
Yeah, sorry. It's been pretty random topics, so I don't really have any one thing to go
Yeah.
with.
It's all good. All right. So anyway, Mario F. Thank you. Bye. He says bye. Thank you, Benny the Gangster, Jake, William, Pill, Mario, Gary, everybody who stopped in. I really appreciate you. I love you guys tremendously. Wango Tango, meow. Janelle Mary, meow. Sal the Fence, meow. Alright, okay. So we're going to end here. And you know what? God bless and stay strong. Stay in the truth. And hopefully everybody finds their way. You know? What else can we do? Jesus Christ is real. And if you don't like what I'm talking about, you shouldn't come up in here or you shouldn't listen and you should fuck off.
I don't
right?
wanna.
I don't want to.
Later.
Yeah.